Hi everyone, I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Please like, share, and subscribe. There was an earthquake that USGS is not reporting off the coast of Norway, a magnitude 3.3 earthquake. This is close to the continental margin and near a very small island. I don't know if it's got the name of it listed here. Nope, looks like I'm going to have to put it there. There was another earthquake, a magnitude 3.9. That was on September of this year. Real shallow, only about 10 kilometers or a little more than 6 miles below sea level. 9.9 miles in depth about for this magnitude 3.3. Yep, the continents are moving. I did a lot of drawing out of the different fault zones, things like that. In the white line, this is the currents of the ocean. The reason I did that was because there's a lot of nuclear waste and contamination off the coast over here in the Barents Sea. There's at least 3 old nuclear Russian warships in an area of about 130 different nuclear tests here done along and on this island. For about 30 years, Norway and Finland led the efforts with the European Union and the United States and the UK to work with Russia, surveying Arctic waters, assessing the danger of the radioactive waste posed to the fishing stocks and humans. And they had started the cleanup and process starting back in 2017. But because of the breakout of the Russian-Ukraine war and the freezing of assets, those efforts stopped. Russia said it was continuing the cleanup, but because there's no communication basically with Russia because of the war, there's no way to confirm if anything's being done. Finland originally spearheaded the project of the radioactive cleanup, involving Norway, Iceland, and the EU, the United States, and UK, and Russia to figure out how to safely raise most of the dangerous objects from the sea floor. They figured that it would cost an estimated $300 million for hoisting alone. There's over 6 objects and 3 submarines. The most dangerous one is this K-159. That one sits in waters that are heavily fished. You can see we got Sweden here and Finland. In February, the month before the war started, all planning operations for the cleanup had stopped. Putin sent troops rolling into Ukraine. International cooperation and funding were frozen. And then Russia dropped out of the Russian-Norwegian Nuclear Safety Commission. That was established over 25 years ago. 6 of these sites they're calling a Chernobyl in slow motion. That's how dangerous the radioactive material is. One of them is releasing cesium and other radioactive materials into the waters. So they have cesium-137, which can cause radiation sickness, increase cancer risks, and even death, while large amounts of strontium-90, if ingested, can cause both bone-related cancers, and that's according to the CDC. This one submarine, K-27, malfunctioned in 1968. It was equipped with a experimental reactor. It required liquid metal coolants containing bismuth. The reactor of the K-27 malfunctioned in 1968, like I said, filling the vessel with radioactive gases and radiation that killed 9 people on board. In 1981, the Soviets sealed the reactor with asphalt and dumped it there in the Kara Sea. I guess they figured it would be okay because they already had done over 130 nuclear tests. The Russians also thought that the low temperatures of the waters would slow rusting. But recent investigation shows that it is in fact decaying, and water may enter the reactors within 20 years or sooner. If that happens, an uncontrolled nuclear chain reaction, they say, could be triggered, and they're really not sure what the effects would be. Because it was an experimental reactor, the fuel contained higher enrichment than standard nuclear fuels that they use today. So something else to worry about besides earthquakes and things like that. Then you got the ocean currents. You can see here that it goes right through this area, up and around. Now the K-278 submarine is about a mile down. They think the torpedoes, which are nuclear, probably have been crushed. It is in an area that is not that much fishing going on. And they believe, kind of like Fukushima, they think that the currents of the ocean would dissipate the radiation, so there's not that much to worry about. Now this is somewhere off Bear Island. Over in that location there is a mud volcano. Interesting to see a mud volcano underneath the ocean. There was some earthquake report sent into EMSC. Like I said, they're the only ones that reported this earthquake. This one said they had small vibrations in their house. That was 76 kilometers northeast. So that would be about 47 miles. And then in Sunnfjord, Norway, 101 kilometers east, which is about 62.8 miles east. It said they looked out of the office window expecting to see heavy machinery of some sort. And then about the same location or distance, said they had a loud noise and the house was shaking. Also in Sunnfjord, strong shaking, felt the walls and the floor shake hard for 8 to 10 seconds. Stad, Norway said the house shook, thought a truck ran into the house. Another report from Sunnfjord, Norway said it only lasted a second, had to check to see if there was someone blowing explosives nearby. Then in Takal, Norway, said it woke them from their sleep when the bed was shaking. They were on the second floor. Closet doors was trembling. Volda, Norway said the ground was rumbling and the glasses in the cabinet was shaking, lasted for about 30 seconds. Then there was another report saying there was weak rumbling. Another one said that they felt the floor and wall shaking for 5 to 6 seconds. Another report, 114 kilometers northeast. So that would be about 70 miles, said the floor and shelf was vibrating. And this one I'd have to translate. Said they heard a humming, rumbling sound that shook and rattled objects. So that would be Frikaud, Norway, 152 kilometers southeast. So that would be about 94 miles southeast, and I wonder where that location is. So going back to Google Earth, there's the earthquakes, and we'll see if we can... Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah, that's along an area. I drew that out too. It's called the Norwegian Trench, but it's not a trench in the traditional sense. This is an area that was kind of like scooped out because of drainage from the Arctic ice during the Ice Age that drained down. Yeah, and it's kind of scooped it all out and made this huge trench. I also drew out here in yellow ancient little continents during the breakup of the earth when the plates were moving. You can see it here, drawn out in yellow. That's the remnants of the Avalonia microcontinent. And then over here, drawn out in yellow, this is the Trans-European Suture Zone. So yeah, things are moving around again because of the Earth magnetic field getting weaker and weaker, which does protect us from, coronal mass ejections. There was one yesterday that was almost an X flare. It was M9.8, I believe. This little microcontinent, there's actually parts of it. Let me bring it out. All the way over here too. You can see here we got Greenland up to the north. And that's kind of like a, just like the San Andreas Fault, this whole fault zone through here. I'll go back to that in a minute. But this is in an area. Let me zoom in a little bit if I can get the name of the country. Oh, Quebec, Canada. Okay. All right. Newfoundland. So, seeing how this 3.3 earthquake was part of, the continental margin. Over here we got the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. We got all that activity going on in Iceland, waiting for them to erupt. I wonder if we're going to have some more earthquakes over here in Quebec, or by Quebec and Newfoundland. Earthquakes, something significant. That's what I'm thinking, because of everything seems to be moving around right now. Yeah, earthquakes and radioactive material. Isn't that something? What are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Please like, share, and subscribe. You know, I was thinking about the Atlantic cod that I like to buy and eat. Yeah, I wonder if any of it comes from this location, because this area is heavily fished. Yeah, something to think about. Please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless y'all. Bye.